Last week, we covered the Management Responsibility Program as outlined in SQF 2.1.1 under Management Commitment. Today, we will be focusing on the Personnel Qualification Job Descriptions procedure specifically outlined in SQF Code Clause 2.1.1.7 under Management Commitment. This requirement ensures that management maintains effective control and continuity of the food safety system during any organizational or personnel changes. We will discuss how to build this continuity through clear job descriptions, documented succession plans, training programs, and proper delegation of authority. These elements help ensure that food safety and quality procedures remain active and effective even during periods of change. By understanding this requirement, you'll see how proactive management oversight and proper personnel planning directly impact audit readiness, certification continuity, and overall compliance with SQF standards. This free training session is sponsored by Consultare Inc. Group, a compliance company. Founded in 2007, we began by assisting businesses with U.S. import and export compliance and have since evolved into a global provider of food safety, quality, and certification support. Today, our services revolve around compliance management software, specialized training, and end to end support services that help organizations achieve and maintain compliance with international standards. Through our platform interlinkiq.com, we offer an integrated compliance management system that streamlines documentation, monitoring, and audit readiness. We also provide dedicated compliance and certification support programs for FSVP, PCQI, SQF, BRCGS, FSSC 22000, ISO 9001, GMP, and HACCP, helping businesses strengthen their regulatory compliance, enhance operational efficiency, and ensure alignment with global food safety and quality management standards. For this week, we will cover the personnel qualification job descriptions procedure. In today's session, we will begin by familiarizing ourselves with the SQF 2.1.1.7 personnel qualification job descriptions procedure. We will start with a clear description of the requirements, followed by a walkthrough of the compliance action activities, which are the tasks carried out on daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and semi-annual basis to ensure ongoing certification readiness. We will also discuss the importance of the annual review and internal audit activities, which serve as checkpoints to verify the effectiveness of the program and maintain continuous improvement. After this section, we will open the floor for a Q&A session, giving you the opportunity to clarify requirements and ask questions related to the implementation. Kindly reserve your questions so we can address that during this portion of the training. And as part of this training, you can access a free 90-day trial of our SQF certification management software. This tool helps streamline compliance tasks, assign accountability, and keep audit-ready records. It's also a great way to prepare for SQF certification, as many participants use it to get familiar with the SQF code and practice spotting compliance gaps before an official audit. Finally, upon completion of this training, each participant will receive a familiarization training certificate. To ensure that you receive your certificate, please make sure that you have filled up the free certification familiarization training sign-up form that we shared in the chat box. On the screen, you will see a sample of the familiarization certificate that you will receive upon completing each session. With that, let's move forward to our training session where we will be working directly with the SQF Compliance Management System software. So let's start by going over the description of SQF 2.1.7 Personnel Qualification Job Description Procedure. Please take a look at the description on the screen. It says, to implement SQF 2.1.1.7, senior site management shall ensure the integrity and continued operation of the food safety system in the event of organizational or personnel changes within the company or associated facilities. So you may update the descriptions as needed to reflect revisions when a new SQF edition, like the Edition 10, will be released. To implement this program, we have created a list of action items in the Compliance tab. So this section helps FSQA or SQF practitioners stay organized by scheduling tasks according to frequency, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual activities. Here are some examples of your compliance action items or the tasks that you need to perform. First is to initiate immediate delegation of responsibilities, conduct immediate handover for key food safety roles if applicable, review and update organizational chart if changes occurred, conduct change impact assessment if applicable, update roles, responsibilities, and job descriptions, verify system integrity through internal verification, review and update the food safety plan as needed, communicate any significant organizational changes to stakeholders, review effectiveness of change management process, and conduct refresher training and succession plan. So basically, this serves as your checklist of compliance activities that you need to perform as an FSQ uh, or SQF practitioner or FSQA. You can either add your own compliance action items or so to complete these activities, we've also provided work instructions for each of these action items in the instruction section, along with the required artifacts or records to document completion. For example, to complete the action item which states that initiate immediate delegation of responsibilities, let's take a look at the instructions here to complete this activity. So these are the compliance activities that you need to complete. First, you need to identify the critical roles and functions affected. So this involves determining which key food safety and operational responsibilities are impacted by personnel absence, vacancy, or organizational change. You may use artifacts or records such as responsibility matrix, organizational chart, job descriptions, or risk assessment record. Next, you need to assign temporary or permanent delegates for continuity. So activity involves assigning qualified personnel to take over responsibilities to ensure continuity of operations and food safety system integrity. Artifacts or records to be used in performing this task might be delegation of authority form, internal memo or email, or management approval record. Next, you need to communicate delegation to relevant departments. So this can be done by notifying all affected departments, teams, and stakeholders of the delegated responsibilities to avoid confusion and ensure accountability. Supporting evidence here might include email notification, internal memo, meeting minutes, or acknowledgement records. After that, you need to provide immediate role-specific training if needed. So this can be done by conducting quick refresher or role-specific training for the delegated person to ensure competency in performing the assigned task. Artifacts or records involved in this process is training attendance sheet, training materials, competency checklist, and evaluation forms. You also need to update responsibility and contact list. So you need to revise contact list, escalation charts, and responsibility matrices to reflect temporary or permanent delegation. Artifacts or records that you need to complete are updated responsibility matrix, organizational chart revision, or document control lag. After that, you need to review and update related SQF documentation. This can be done by revising relevant procedures, work instructions, and references to reflect delegated authority and responsibilities. So you need to revise your procedures. You need to complete the document change lag or version control records. You also need to monitor effectiveness of delegation. So this can be done by periodically verifying that the delegated personnel are effectively performing their assigned duties to maintain compliance. So you need to fill up the monitoring checklist, performance review notes, or verification lag. After that, you need to escalate and correct if there are gaps that are identified. So if delegation is ineffective or creates compliance gaps, you need to initiate corrective action and reassign responsibilities as needed. For your artifacts or records, you need the CAPA records or the corrective action reports, verification or closure documentation. And finally, you need to document in management review. So this can be done by including delegation actions, rationale, and outcomes in the next management review to ensure traceability and continuous improvement. You also need to record that through the management review minutes, presentation slides, or sign-off sheets. So these are some of your to-dos or compliance activities that you need to perform to make sure that you comply or you perform this specific action item, initiate immediate delegation of responsibilities. So to complete or provide proof of compliance to this action item, you need to upload supporting evidence or your artifacts, records, or lags. So for this same action item, let's say you have performed the initiation of immediate delegation of responsibilities. So let's take a look at the provided proof of evidence of compliance, which is your responsibility delegation matrix. So this record shows the key function or responsibilities, the primary responsible person, their position, their alternate the position of the alternate, and what triggered the delegation, whether it's leave of absence, resignations, staff reassignment, or restructuring. And then you also have here the delegation effective date, the training or briefing completed, yes or no, and then management verification or approval, and any notes or remarks. So this is a proof that the initiation of immediate delegation of responsibilities is performed. So your aim is to complete every action item in the compliance tab from no to yes to make sure that your facility and your process is SQF ready for any audit or third-party audit. So once again, these are simply examples of compliance best practices that you can adapt within your facility. You may also customize or develop your own action items tailored to your specific processes. Next, let's go over to the annual review tab, which also serve as your gap assessment tool. So this tab is designed as an internal audit checklist in the form of questionnaire aligned with the SQF code. It lists all of your required annual review items to help you maintain compliance with SQF certification requirements. So for this specific requirement, personnel qualification, job description, procedure, you may find questions such as, is there a documented procedure for developing, approving, and maintaining job description? Are your job descriptions available for all key personnel involved in food safety and quality? Do all job descriptions clearly define roles, responsibilities, qualifications, and reporting lines? Are job descriptions reviewed and updated at least annually or when changes occur? Are job descriptions signed or acknowledged by both the employee and the management? Are training records or competency requirements aligned with the job descriptions? Are job descriptions controlled under the document control system with version number, approval, or effective date? Are job descriptions properly communicated to employees and understood by them? Does the current procedure comply with SQF Code Edition 9 requirements for personnel qualifications and responsibilities? And are organizational or personal changes promptly reflected in updated job descriptions? So like in the compliance tab, to perform this annual review action items, we've also provided instructions or work instructions on how to complete this. So let's pick this specific annual review question. Is there a documented procedure for developing, approving, and maintaining job descriptions? So your work instruction here to perform that specific annual review item is First, to initiate job description. So HR shall initiate the creation or revision of a job description when a new position is established, responsibilities change, or during the annual review period. A standard company template shall be used. Artifact or record that can be used to initiate the job description is either job description request form or a job description template. Next, you need to draft job description. The HR shall draft the job description, including the job title, reporting line, job purpose, required qualifications, key responsibilities, and food safety responsibilities where applicable. So you may use the draft job description record as well to perform this specific activity. Next, you need to review it needs to be reviewed by the department head, the job description drafted by the HR. So the draft job description shall be forwarded to the relevant department head for review and validation to ensure accuracy and completeness of responsibilities. Artifact or record involved here is a department head review sign off sheet. Next, it will be reviewed by the FSQA. So the FSQA representative shall review the draft to confirm inclusion of food safety responsibilities and alignment with SQF and regulatory requirements. So artifacts or records that needs to be completed is the FSQA review and verification lab. After reviewed by the FSQA, it will be approved by the senior management. So the senior site management shall review and approve the final version of the job description prior to issuance. So you need to complete the approved job description signed copy by both the employee and the management, as well as the document control approval record. Then document control and filing, HR shall upload and approve the job description into the document control system. Superseded versions shall be archived according to the document retention procedure. So the artifact or record that should be completed here are your control job description file and document control lag. After that, you need to communicate it to the employee. So the approved job description shall be provided to the employee during onboarding or when a revision is issued. The employee must sign to acknowledge understanding of the responsibilities. You need to complete the job description acknowledgement form, training attendance sheet if applicable. And finally, periodic review and update. HR, together with department heads and the FSQA, shall review job descriptions annually or when organizational or personal changes occur. Necessary revision shall follow the same approval process. With this activity, you need the annual job description review checklist or the job description revision history lag. So to show compliance to this specific annual review item, you may upload any of the artifact or record or document that shows compliance to this specific annual review item. So in this case, we've uploaded the approved job description record as proof of compliance. So this document provides traceable proof that all key personnel are qualified, authorized, and accountable for their food safety and quality functions, ensuring that the system continues to operate effectively even when staffing changes occur. So in the part of the details included in the approved job description record are the employee name, position title, the department, the date of issue or revision date, their key responsibilities, the reviewer, the position of the reviewer, the approval date, and signature of both the employee and the manager. So this is a sample of evidence of compliance for this specific questionnaire. So this is just a sample of your annual review action item. So this sample functionality helps you measure compliance progress while also preparing your site for both internal audits or external SQF certification or recertification audits. So let's move into our Q&A, question and answer session. Feel free to ask any questions you may have. We still have time for the Q&A, so if ever you have any questions we can address, you can raise it this time. You can raise your hand or you can type in the chat box any questions that you may have. Anyone from the group who wants to raise questions? Alternatively, you can also send us any feedback or questions through hello@consultareinc.com. We will surely respond to any inquiries or questions related to the training. So if no questions are raised in this training, this concludes our training session on SQF 2.1.7 personnel qualification, job description, procedures. Your training certificates will be sent directly to your registered email addresses. We also invite you to join us again next week as we discuss our next topic, blackout dates policy. On top of that, we also invite you to join our other free certification familiarization training sessions held every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Central Time. Topics include FSSC 22000 certification, BRCGS certification, FSVP compliance, FDA food code, and 21 CFR Parts 117 and 111 or CGMP for human food and dietary supplements. For those who have not filled up the free certification familiarization sign up form, please feel free to do so and specify if you wish to get your 90-day free software. If you have any questions, clarifications, or feedback regarding today's training, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at hello@consultareinc.com. Thank you for your participation, and we wish you a pleasant day ahead.